Welcome back to episode 74 of the P.S. Gilmore story, and we're going to be looking at the 1889 Gilmore tour and its management and style, and it's called The Artists of the Gilmores Jubilee. And it celebrates basically the 20th anniversary of the 1869 National Peace Jubilee in Boston, 20 years before, obviously. And it was a delight for Gilmore to be celebrating such. First of all, they were in business, and secondly, they were the greatest band at this stage in America, without doubt. Here's a lithograph from the program of the 65-piece band, led by Gilmore standing up on the podium there, and also 5 male vocalists and 3 female vocalists. And this tour, we're only going to be able to look at basically part of that tour, and it's one particular month, for the month of May 1889. Here's the tenor, the chief tenor of the day. His name was Signor Italo Campanini. Campanini was one of 2 brothers who came from Italy and would basically become very famous in the musical circles of the day. Here's the bass of the period, Myron Whitney. There were 2 main basses, Myron and Edward O'Mahony. And in the same concert program, we had some advertisements from, of all people, Con, the Wonder Solo cornetists, instruments, and so on. And it just goes to show you how this company was, if you like, jumping on the bandwagon of these highly decorated band members. In the program, there was various articles about aspects of previous tours and so on and so forth. But most importantly, here are the tours, the tour for the month of May to Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Louisville, Indianapolis, Springfield, Kansas City, Terre Haute, Columbus, Cleveland, Buffalo, Rochester, Harrisburg, Philadelphia, Washington, Baltimore, and home to New York. And that was in 1 month. And so we're talking about so many concerts in 1 month. We're talking about the transportation, the organization, the efforts made by Gilmore and the band members to perform at a level never before achieved. And it was quite extraordinary. 44 concerts between May the 2nd and May the 30th. In the autumn or the fall, Gilmore's band would take their leave of Manhattan Beach, and they would go all the way to St. Louis, complete 2 months in St. Louis, and then they would go from St. Louis and they would do the complete West Coast tour. To give you an idea of the detail, the baggage contract, this was a piece of paper that was so important. This is for June of 1889, to collect the baggage at Hamilton, Ontario, when they toured Canada. And in this, for instance, they would have had to have their cannons collected. In this letter here, it mentions at the bottom the chorus of 250 voices at both festivals, all to be organised. Pianos had to be organised. Curtains had to be organised. Here it says, from Hamilton, Ontario, cannons to be used. The new drill hall, wherever that was in Hamilton. And this is the hotel that they're obviously staying in Hamilton. And here from London, the Crystal Palace on the Fairgrounds, and again this is June when this takes place. And it says specifically here, agrees to convey the baggage and 6 cannons. 6 cannons. Gilmore's band in Canada. During the many tours of Gilmore's band in the past few years, with the exception of a few flying visits to Toronto, they had never done Canada until last year, 1888. And this was magnificent because they were not just doing Canada, but they were also bringing classical music to Canada. And that was much appreciated by the Canadians themselves. It's an amazing story that has never been told before. Here, you might remember from the list that I read out earlier, we talked about Pittsburgh. This is the quick review. Gilmore gives 2 excellent performances, critical but well-pleased audiences, effective work of the soloists, a warm reception. And here are some of those soloists. Here's the alto, clarinet, beautifully dressed, the bass clarinet. And again, all of these come from a specific article that was written about the band and published in Harper's Weekly. The euphonium trombone, the helicon tuba. And what Gilmore was really trying to do was bring what he felt was necessary to develop music, to develop that new style of music that here's the, as is called here, the suba sophone. It's a new style of music where the soloists are front of stage and they perform. Here's the quartet of trombones, not usually featured in this day on the stage, but they were part of Gilmore's band. The quintet of antoniophones, the quintet of saxophones. Again, a new instrument that Gilmore had featured in 1878 on his tour of Europe, which had truly amazed the Europeans and created a complete new buzz. And for 1889, as an example, here is one of the instruments of which there was a set of 5 developed by Boosey and Company, an Orpheon from Gilmore's band, with P.S. Gilmore's name on the bell. And this is in a private collection at this moment in time. And here is the management team. Zed Blakely, J.H. Lane, Frank Christianer and Howard Pugh that organised this complete tour. And what an amazing team they were. And from the actual concert programme, Gilmore's Great Musical Festival will be held in the Grand Opera House, 2 grand concerts, May the 22nd, 1889 in Harrisburg. And after then, it would return to Decoration Day in New York City. And I end with Gilmore's own autograph, very truly yours, P.S. Gilmore, the 2nd of June, New York, 1889. So thank you very much for your attention. We'll be back next week with more. I appreciate your time and hope you've enjoyed it. Click subscribe and like. Bye now.